how to dissolve every negative word spoken over your life. Words carry an unshakable weight, like seeds planted in the mind. They can take root and blossom into wisdom or spread as the weeds of suffering. Many people find themselves bound by the harvest of words spoken over them, words of doubt, rejection, and limitation. But there is a power greater than these illusions, a truth that transcends fear and suffering. Today, I want to help you understand how to transform every negative word ever spoken against you by embracing the wisdom of the Buddhist teachings. I will guide you in uprooting false perceptions and replacing them with the unchanging truth of mindfulness, compassion, and inner peace. Open your heart and let us journey together toward awakening. The Buddha taught us that our thoughts and words shape our reality. Just as seeds, when planted in fertile soil, grow into great trees, the words we accept and internalize take root within us. The Dhammapada reminds us, we are what we think. All that we are arises from our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. If we allow negativity to take hold, it spreads suffering. But if we cultivate wisdom and kindness, we flourish. Consider the common saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." This statement is not entirely true. Words have the power to uplift or to destroy, to heal or to wound. The Buddha taught that speech is not merely sound. It is an extension of intention. Right speech, one of the Eightfold Path's pillars, urges us to use words that bring harmony and truth. Negative words, whether spoken by others or by ourselves in moments of self-doubt, have consequences. They can imprison us in false beliefs and hinder our growth. Negative words are like arrows piercing the heart, not only emotionally, but physically. They create stress, doubt, and fear that affect the body and mind. Sometimes they come from others. Other times, they are the whispers of our own inner critic. But here's the good news. Just as darkness disappears in the presence of light, negativity dissolves when we embrace truth. The Buddha reminds us that suffering arises from attachment to past words, limiting beliefs to old wounds. However, suffering is not permanent. Through mindfulness and the right understanding, we can break free from the cycle of pain. Imagine a garden overgrown with weeds. If left unchecked, they suffocate the life around them. But if tended with care, we can uproot what does not serve us and nurture what brings peace. This truth is beautifully illustrated in the story of a great king who once sought wisdom from the Buddha. The king asked, "How do I overcome the curses and insults of others?" The Buddha replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The king answered, "To the giver." The Buddha smiled and said, "Then so it is with words. If you do not accept the insults of others, they remain with those who spoke them." We must remember that we are not defined by the negative words spoken against us. Words can plant doubt, but they can also plant wisdom. If we choose to nourish ourselves with the teachings of the Dharma, we replace fear with confidence, ignorance with understanding, and suffering with inner peace. Instead of allowing the judgments of others to shape us, we can anchor ourselves in the truth of impermanence and self-discovery. The Buddha himself demonstrated the power of words when confronted by negativity. When others insulted or challenged him, he responded not with anger, but with equanimity. He remained steadfast in truth, knowing that no words could change his nature. Just as weeds must be pulled from a garden, so too must we remove the negative words and thoughts that no longer serve us. Meditation, mindfulness, and the right effort allow us to clear our minds and cultivate peace. The Buddha's teachings remind us that our words shape not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. When we speak with compassion, we create a ripple effect of kindness. Sometimes, the most damaging words are those we repeat to ourselves. We replay past mistakes, internalizing fear and self-doubt. But the Dharma teaches us to let go. The past is unchangeable, and the future is uncertain. The only reality we have is this moment. By practicing mindfulness, We free ourselves from the weight of words spoken in anger or fear. Even when it seems as though words have wounded us deeply, healing is always possible. The story of Angulimala, a ruthless bandit who became a devoted follower of the Buddha, reminds us that transformation is within reach. Though he had committed grave misdeeds, he was able to find peace through understanding and wisdom. No matter what words have been spoken over you in the past, you have the power to change your path. Through meditation and self-inquiry, we gain the ability to recognize negative words for what they are: temporary, impermanent, and powerless unless we give them meaning. The Buddha taught that freedom comes from within. No insult, no criticism, no judgment can touch the awakened mind. Let us now focus on uprooting negativity with truth. The weight of unkind words may feel unbearable, but remember, no word spoken against you has the power to define you unless you allow it. You are not your past mistakes. You are not the judgments of others. You are a being of wisdom and potential, walking the path toward awakening. In moments of hardship, remind yourself, just as a lotus grows from the mud, I too rise above my challenges. The Buddha's teachings offer us guidance and strength. If we have been hurt by words, we must not retaliate with anger, but with understanding. The way forward is not through resentment, but through liberation. How do we transform the effects of negative words? It begins with mindfulness, recognizing them, and releasing their hold on us. Too often, we allow negativity to replay in our minds, reinforcing suffering. But we have the power to choose what we believe. The truth is that we are all capable of growth, healing, and peace. The practice of metta, or loving kindness meditation, allows us to replace negativity with compassion. When we send love to ourselves and others, we break the cycle of suffering. Just as fire cannot extinguish fire, hatred cannot dispel hatred. Only love can do that. My friends, if this message has resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. Breathe deeply. Let go of the weight of unkind words and reaffirm your worth. Share this wisdom with others who may need encouragement. Together, we cultivate a world of kindness, understanding, and peace. You are not alone. Let us walk the path together with mindfulness and compassion as our guide. My friends, in the teachings of the Buddha, we are reminded to submit to the path of wisdom and mindfulness, resisting the illusions that cloud our judgment. To resist means to remain steadfast in truth, even when falsehoods seem overwhelming. Each time we choose awareness over delusion, we reinforce the wisdom of the Dharma in our lives. As we uproot negative thoughts, we must immerse ourselves in the right speech, right action, and right mindfulness. The Dhammapada teaches us that the wise one delights in the truth, contemplating it day and night. Like a lotus firmly rooted in the nourishing waters of wisdom, such a person flourishes, unshaken by the winds of negativity, bearing the fruits of patience, compassion, and enlightenment. This is the life the Buddha encourages us to cultivate, a life deeply rooted in wisdom, untouched by the suffering brought by ignorance and attachment. In every situation, let truth and mindfulness be your refuge. They have the power to dispel illusion, restore your true nature, and guide you toward your highest purpose. You are not defined by the unkind words or judgments of others. You are defined by your own actions and the purity of your heart. Let us reflect on the power of affirming truth over negativity. There comes a time when we must stop being passive and begin to actively cultivate wisdom. Silence can sometimes allow negativity to take root, influencing our minds and emotions. But the Buddha taught us that the right speech has the power to transform our lives. This is not wishful thinking. It is an act of conscious awareness rooted in the Eightfold Path. The truth, spoken with sincerity and mindfulness, has the power to liberate us from suffering. When we align our words with wisdom, we dismantle the illusions that bind us. Negative words are like arrows aimed at the heart, but our understanding of impermanence and selflessness acts as a shield, deflecting every attack. When we cultivate faith in the Dharma, we extinguish fear and doubt, guarding our hearts with truth. My friends, One of the most powerful realizations we can embrace is that we belong to the path of awakening and are no longer bound by the chains of ignorance. The Buddha taught that our minds create our world. What we dwell upon, we become. This truth reminds us that no unkind words can define us, for we are beyond them, anchored in wisdom and compassion. Declaring victory over negativity means speaking words of kindness and truth over ourselves and our circumstances. Negative words can bring suffering, seeking to destroy our peace and joy. But the right speech, when rooted in wisdom, becomes a source of healing and transformation. Consider the story of Ananda, one of the Buddha's closest disciples, who found himself imprisoned by doubt and fear. Yet through mindfulness and devotion to truth, he freed himself from the mental chains that bound him. His story teaches us that even in the darkest moments, our words and thoughts have the power to shift our reality and bring liberation. Sometimes, overcoming negativity requires persistence, especially when unkind words and thoughts have taken root over time. It may feel as though progress is slow or that old wounds keep resurfacing. But the Buddha reminds us that just as a tree grows gradually, wisdom and truth take time to flourish. With patience and persistence, the seeds of mindfulness we plant will bear the fruits of peace and freedom. Another key to liberation is recognizing our inherent worth. Negative words often attack our sense of self, but the Buddha taught us that we are not defined by the illusions of the world. We are all beings on the path to awakening, chosen by our own efforts to cultivate wisdom, compassion, and truth. No word spoken by another can change the reality of our potential. Surrounding ourselves with those who uplift us is essential. Just as iron sharpens iron, so too does the company of the wise strengthen our minds and hearts. The Sangha, the community of practitioners, is a source of refuge and support, reminding us that we are not alone on this journey. Gratitude, too, is a powerful practice in this path. When we express gratitude for what we have, we shift our focus from suffering to abundance, from darkness to light. Overcoming negativity is not a one-time act, but a daily practice. Each day, we have the opportunity to cultivate the right thoughts, the right speech, and the right mindfulness. The Buddha taught that we have the power to transform our lives by training our minds. No harmful words spoken against us can take root when we anchor ourselves in truth. This is our heritage as seekers of wisdom, a legacy of freedom and inner peace that no external force can take away. So, my friends, lift your hearts today. Affirm that you are worthy, that you are on the path to awakening, and that no illusion can deter you from your purpose. Speak words of compassion and wisdom over your life, and watch as the truth dispels every shadow, removes every doubt, and guides you toward the fullness of your potential. No negativity can stand against the light of truth within you. Now, let us enter a moment of reflection. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let us meditate together. Feel the presence of wisdom and compassion surrounding you. May you find refuge in the truth. May all negativity be transformed into wisdom. May you walk the path of peace with courage and clarity. My friends, if this teaching has resonated with you, take a moment to express your gratitude in the comments below. Affirm your commitment to wisdom and truth. Share this message with others who may need encouragement. Together, we cultivate a world of kindness, understanding, and peace. You are not alone on this journey. Let us walk the path together with mindfulness and compassion as our guide.